Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
In New Orleans, a Waffle House serves as an unlikely meeting spot for a murder for hire. In Houston, an exotic dancer uses her assets to boost the morale of soldiers. And I discuss my personal experience with the sound of freedom. These stories and more coming at you today, Wednesday, July 26th, on Real Life, Real Crime Daily. And I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Hey, Woody.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Woody?
You look well.
Right.
You look well rested.
I'm very well rested, and it's not because I was on suspension, because nobody puts Daddy in a corner. So let me tell you what happened. Y'all knew I was out of town. I got KJ. Thank you, first of all, Kelly Jennings, for filling in for me. And yes. I had KJ lined up before I went and did what I did, and I wasn't on social media on Friday, and then Saturday morning I turn it on early and I see Mike putting me in suspension. Actually, I was listening to the episode first. I heard it, and then I went to social media, which I hadn't intended on getting on. And I said, you know what? I could post about this, but I'm not going to do it. And Mike, you look like you lost about 15 pounds because lifers tore that ass off. They chewed it off. And so I let it run. So I want y'all to understand, I don't like controversy and all that. I want you to understand, first of all, that was, me tearing up Mike's papers and all that stuff. That was what it was. But the suspension thing with Mike shooting it from his swimming pool, I actually got a big kick out of it. I hated the lifers were ripping on you so hard, and a couple that weren't, obviously, but 99.9999% were tearing that ass up. No. And they were like, oh, no. So listen, thank you once again. I knew what y'all were going to do, and y'all did it. Y'all tore them up in lifer style, and I appreciate and love each and every one of you. But listen, this is all love in this room. It was a planned thing. We have major announcements coming, and I'll just give you a little teaser. I want to say thank you to A&E, and I have a television show coming up. It's going to involve real life, real crime. We're filming the week of August 14th, and I'll give you all the names and details as soon as I can. But it wouldn't have happened without you lifers. So thank you so much, and thank you for tearing Ago's ass up.
That's a lot of info in that teaser, by the way. Yeah. That's a full
but this isn't like
teaser.
This is not Courtney Coco's case. It's not Courtney Coco's case, but it's another case the lifers helped me solve, and it's been a works for a while. And we also have another television show that's going to follow pretty close behind that. So stay tuned, and I'll give you all of the information. And it couldn't happen without you lifers. And Mike now has to have plastic surgery on his ass, and we might set up a GoFundMe.
And I'm going to bring an emotional support animal into the recording studio from now on. But I do feel bad about recording the video from the pool. So I'm trying to make it.
No, he doesn't.
I'm trying to make a decision right now. We're either going to do all our videos from the solarium if the light is right, maybe the upstairs library, or I've got like a 6-car garage that I could do them from within my collection, and that'd be better than doing them from the pool, I think, moving forward.
And again, for the record, nobody puts Daddy in timeout. Y'all, it was all show stuff.
That's your
it's
story.
Much love.
Let's get into some crime time now that we've ironed all that out. And look, car thieves are really coming up with some innovative ideas to steal cars, y'all.
Lay it on us.
And in Washington, D.C., the valet stands are becoming a primary target.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, so investigations are underway in D.C. after a valet was beaten and injured, and some customers at 2 restaurants had their car keys stolen from valet stands in 2 separate incidents. The first incident happened Thursday, where patrons learned a valet was attacked and keys were stolen. 4 suspects arrived at that restaurant in a black Infiniti. Detectives said one of the men distracted the doorman while others broke into the key box and stole keys to several vehicles. The men then fled the restaurant in that Infiniti. Police said one of the valets chased the suspect's vehicle on foot until arriving at a parking garage where the suspects were attempting to enter a car matching one of the stolen set of keys. They actually were matching them up. The valet tried to pull the suspects out of the vehicle when they began to attack his face. The valet backed off and the suspects fled in the stolen car. DC Fire and EMS responded to the incident and they transported the valet to the hospital. He was treated for swelling to his forehead and lacerations on his nose. Now, the second burglary happened about 10 p.m. on Saturday, in which a multiple set of keys were taken from the valet stand outside a steakhouse. Mm-hmm. The valet reported that incident and informed responding officers that the suspect approached the valet table while he was assisting a customer, grabbed 4 sets of keys belonging to a Maserati, a 2021 Kia, a 2021 Honda, and a 2021 Nissan before running away. So your cars aren't even safe with the valet anymore.
Listen, I got this. Last year when we were in Dallas for the podcast movement thing where I was a guest speaker, and then that weekend we had the True Crime Podcast Festival. So we were going out to eat at these nice restaurants because our wives were with us and they chose them. But yeah, it's all... I mean, I could have gone to a taco stand, right? And been
Whataburger would have been great. Yeah.
But these restaurants, these are Lambos and shit pulling up, Maseratis and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, holy shit, if I was a car thief, I absolutely would hit. That's better than going to an ATM. And they can get to a chop shop and break them down for parts in an hour.
And they have the tag on the key that says, 2021 Maserati, or it might have the tag, the license tag on it, or whatever.
Right. I wouldn't have stolen a Kia or a Honda when I can steal Corvettes and Porsches and everything else. But that actually is a real deal, and it's actually happening in New Orleans outside Antoine's and all these famous restaurants because the rich people are coming to eat. And they're just waiting for them to get out of the cars, and they're carjacking them. Or I actually heard them hitting the valet stands before.
They're waiting for Mike to get out.
Yeah, and you can't just have one or 2 people there working and having an unlocked spot where you're keeping the keys. I mean, a lot of valets were set up that way, where they're just open and you could just grab. So,
well, it's because they got to be quick running in and out. You don't have to unlock it every time and make the rich people wait on their vehicles. Right? Yeah. Doesn't it piss you off when you have to wait on your rolls?
On my rolls, yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's go to Ago's favorite state, Pennsylvania. All right. A 41-year-old man and a 30-year-old woman were arrested after a man's body was found on the side of the highway last week. 44-year-old Daryl Vincent Lee's body was found along State Route 403 in Indiana County. He died from a gunshot wound and is believed to be the victim of a homicide. Well, isn't that kind of
I would say that's evident.
I mean, if it's not a suicide, it's definitely a homicide. Police connected Lee's death to Justin Green, who reportedly worked with Lee as a landscaper the day before he was found dead. Green also went by the name Justin Lathan. Green told officials he took Lee home after work. That day, however, Green told his girlfriend, Brooke Pullen, that he did something bad. I guarantee he did. The 2 men drove together to get money from a client. Then, during the drive, Green shot and killed Lee with a shotgun he had bought at a yard sale. Now, that's a mess, y'all. Have you ever seen someone shot with a shotgun? It doesn't matter if they hit him in the leg, stomach, or head. Mm-hmm. It is a mess. Lee died instantly in the passenger seat of his pickup truck. Now, that pickup truck is a mess. Green then put a shirt over Lee's body, and he and Pullen went to Maryland, where he threw the shotgun in the river. after they drove to Indiana County and left Lee's body on the road. Police obtained a warrant to search Green's vehicle and found shell casings in the center console. They also discovered Pullen's multicolored hair in the car, evidence of blood in Lee's Visa car, right? You can't clean up a shotgun. It wasn't an accident, a shotgun killing. I mean, multicolored hair, yeah. And then it's going to have his DNA in it also. Green and Pullen have been arrested and charged with several crimes, including abuse of a corpse, and Green is being held without bail, and Pullen's was set at $150,000. So shooting your coworker and dumping the body by the highway.
Yeah, he needs a banjo too, because
Right,
he's earned a banjo with that beautiful scheme.
That was not well planned.
No.
Hey, shotgun a yard sale? I'd like to go on a yard sale.
Well, going from something not well planned to something that, when you think about it, was really incredibly well planned.
Like you trying to suspend me?
That was not incredibly well planned. Wasn't badly planned though. But but think about committing murders 13, 14, 15 years ago and never having any sort of an inkling that anyone's onto you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they show up at your office to arrest you. Yeah. 15 years later, like happened to Rex Heuermann. The story of the Long Island serial killer, the Gilgo Beach murderer, however you would like to refer to him, continues to be more and more intriguing. They have dug up basically his house. His house was a rundown house in a nicer area, and so it was always sort of the eyesore of the neighborhood, and they were sort of these outliers in the neighborhood, the family. But we thought early that the wife might have been involved because of her hairs being found on the burlap. She went and filed for divorce the next day and has completely disowned him, and it's pretty clear she wasn't involved in anything. The brother is still sort of it's possible that he might have had some involvement, and they're still looking at that. But they're tearing up the entire place, and they believe that this quiet room that he had in his basement, this soundproof room, was where he murdered these girls, or at least committed some of the murders there. And so they are taking that apart, as well as digging up his entire property to see if there's anything buried anywhere in the property, as well as the South Carolina property on top of that. And so this continues to go on as they try and get the evidence that'll allow them to bring in the fourth murder and find out whether associated with the Long Island bodies or something else, he might be connected to something else out there. Because again, it's just in your experience, Woody, have you ever seen a serial killer that committed all their crimes in a confined period of time and then controlled themselves for a decade after that?
Not unless they're locked up in prison, right? Or had a stroke or something, confined in a wheelchair, but then they couldn't continue it later on. But also what you're talking about, what they're doing now is twofold. One, they're doing their jobs, they're investigating completely, and two, they're cock blocking a defense team from coming in saying you didn't do this, it could have been someone else, this could have been planted, whatever. So they're going for the gusto on this one.
Yeah,
and they should.
And I'll also say that in serial killer cases, almost 100% of the time, they work alone. They don't have any other family members help. That's just not their psychological profile. Typically,
there's
been a few that worked together, but very few. Right. I would be surprised if he had any help.
Yeah.
They also don't start in their mid-40s, right?
No. He's got more bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, they grow into it, at an early age, and it's a progressive thing. So you hadn't heard the last of the story, people.
Yeah. So everybody's betting there are more bodies. It's a matter of whether
or not they can tie it to them. Yeah.
Well, the second update is about Allwoody team member Schabusiness.
Yes, I saw this.
So Monday was the first day of the trial. There's a lot of coverage online through Court TV, which I think is only online now. I was disappointed to see there's not coverage. At least there wasn't on DirecTV, and I think Court TV does not have their own channel on any of the cable networks at this point. I could be wrong about that, but I was having to watch it all from their website, and it's kind of it hit me watching this, and they had the camera on her a lot, and this thing was so crazy, and she mutilated him, and everything that we looked into when we first found out about this crime, which was right when we started the show. I mean, she sort of became an anti-hero. I mean, I'm closing every show with her name, right? She did some unbelievably horrible things. Right. And her antics through the last year of between, fighting the lawyer, she also had a doctor that was trying to evaluate her, who she threw a chair at earlier this year. And, she almost looks like she's either drugged up or the life has just been, the fight is kind of out of her when you look at it. So the camera on her a lot, she just looks like, she's been defeated. And what really struck me was the extent of, how horrible the crimes really are, and the fact that it was just so bizarre, so out there, such a mutilation that we sort of found some entertainment value in it. At the same time, somebody was brutally murdered, and now the brutally murdered part is coming in, and with the ruling last Friday by the state that she was declared competent to stand trial. I mean, this case is, she's guilty as hell. So I don't know where it goes. Well, it's going to be over pretty damn quickly.
When you see the video of the police officers' body cams as they're walking up to the residence, and they go in, and you hear the elderly gentleman saying, "I don't know what the fuck it is," or whatever it was, and you see the cops go down to the basement, and they're looking, and they cut that part out, but they're looking, and they get the flashlights out, and they're looking, and the younger officer says, "Is that real?" And the older officer turns back and looks at it again and says, "Yeah, bub, that's real." Yeah, and so y'all, Schabusiness can go fuck herself, and
whoa,
she's going to prison as she should. She did brutally murder this guy, whether drugs were involved or not. Nobody deserves to be murdered, but she still is on the Allwoody team because it's one of the most horrific.
Yeah, ever. No, it's like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Right.
And I wonder if there's another chapter. Like I was thinking, would somebody like, she's so crazy and she's big and strong. Right. Would, like Dana White look to take advantage of her fame and get her training for a UFC? I mean, something like, she's not completely done. We'll see.
She may have her own UFC inside the prison because that's where she's going. That's
right. Yeah. No, but they've had many fighters over the years fight from inside prison.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing. They can. We'll see. Anyway, business.
You talking about fight each other in prison?
No, fight. What was the Hurricane did his early fights from prison? You had
yeah.
I mean, a number of boxers were fighting for titles while they were in prison, and I assume you could do it in UFC.
The only fights they have, like Clifford Etienne did on
they have prison boxing.
They have inner prison boxing teams, and that's a big deal. They fight the other prisons, but they do not let them make any money off of it. And secondly, they damn sure don't let them out to get a contract to fight off their notoriety. So I love you to death, but you got that one wrong.
They don't let them fight outside of the prison, but they have fought in prison.
On structured, organized
boxing
teams.
Yeah. Right.
And it's an intramural, like
Angola has
intramural
one.
sports in college.
Maybe they changed the rules over time. They did.
Well, I
they did
can tell you
allow
how it is in the state of Louisiana. They fight against the other penitentiaries, but it's a structured event, and they're not making any money off of it. So, well, you could prove me wrong on that later. I can only tell you about the state of Louisiana.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday host and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selection you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Hey, y'all, changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore. Ensure my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later.
All right. Either one of you guys see The Sound of Freedom yet?
Nope, hadn't seen it.
Mike? No? All right. So I did. I went this weekend.
All right.
My daughters and my wife, and we went and saw that movie. You know, here on Real Life Real Crime Daily, one of the most disturbing crimes we discuss, if not the most disturbing, is human trafficking. We've covered several stories on that in the past. And this movie is based off of a guy by the name of Tim Ballard. Tim Ballard was a former U.S. government agent. He quit his job and basically devoted his life to rescuing children from global sex traffickers. Just an unbelievable act of you know, I would almost say he was led to do that.
It's a true story.
True story.
Right.
So, you know, the movie itself will get you really emotionally attached to it. It is an absolutely horrible thing, human trafficking. And the issue I find with human trafficking is people are very hesitant to talk about it. It's not a pleasant subject. Mm-hmm. It's a horrible subject.
Right.
And because of that, this particular movie had a big time struggle to even get put on, you know, in these theaters and get bought. As a matter of fact, it was filmed 5 years ago.
Really?
And no one wanted to touch it because of the subject matter. So I know we may have referenced this last week, but I just want to cover it again because we pick up listeners each and every week. There are currently 24.9 million victims of human trafficking, and of this total, 16 million are in forced labor, 5.5 million are in forced sexual exploitation, and 3.4 million are being trafficked for commercial sexual exploitation. Women and girls make up the majority of those trafficked, and they account for about 71% of that total. No surprise there. And here in the United States, it's nearly impossible to put a firm figure on it. A lot of these people that are trafficked never come out and say anything if they're even found, but estimates north of 25,000 cases per year are actually reported. The number is much higher in reality. Now, after seeing this movie, I felt a really strong need to help. I felt like, you know, with human trafficking, like I just said, the issue is that people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to confront it. People don't want to face it. One of the things Woody does very, very well on Real Life Real Crimes Originals is you mention LOPA. And you mention LOPA every episode without fail, no exception. Matter of fact, it's how I found LOPA.
Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency.
Yeah, just a beautiful agency that helps with organ donation, will sign you up and do all those sorts of things. But I'm actually an organ donor, and, you know, proof that type of stuff works, because I didn't know what that was before listening to Real Life Real Crime. And of course, you support everything they do. I think for the daily episodes, you know, if y'all are okay with it, I would like to mention the organization that Tim founded, which is called ourrescue.org. That's OURrescue.org. And the name of his company is Operation Underground Railroad. And that's what the OUR actually stands for. It's an acronym. But I believe awareness probably plays the biggest part in curbing this issue. And one thing we have here on a daily show is a voice.
Right.
And we get out to a lot of people. And this is a crime that absolutely has to stop. Of all the crimes that I can think of in society, this is the most disgusting for me, because it's children. Mm-hmm. And it's innocence, and it removes people from families. They never see them again. It's just absolutely awful. I would strongly encourage anyone to go see that movie, and you know, it's real stuff going on here.
Why don't we do this? Certainly we can take up a cause. Why don't we reach out to his people and say, and we can mention it every show, because I think you have a very valid point. Not only is it children, it's women also.
right.
But every major, this pop into my head, every major sporting event, every major convention, like the Super Bowl, they bring in all these call girls, right? And like 95% of them are part of the human trafficking rings. They actually ship them from city to city and they pimp them out. And of course, it's not kid. Well, I'm sure they do have some kid stuff, but they actually have task force that work just on the human trafficking side. And, they set up the fake calls and all that and get them in. Hey, you being trafficked, et cetera. And they've saved a lot of women like that. So I think we have a beautiful platform. And if we can raise awareness for them, we need to do it. But let's let them know that we're doing it. Like Lopa, right? And Lopa got involved with me and brought me to their headquarters, and I've recorded on their podcast and everything else. And why wouldn't we use their platform to do some good? If it saves one person, then, and we'll never know about it. We don't know about all, well, we know about some that got the organ transplants that are alive, et cetera. Sure. And we get stories all the time about that. But for everyone we get, there's probably 100 that we've touched, or people that have signed up, thousands that have signed up. Let's do the same thing for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll put a tagline at the end of the show or something.
Absolutely.
With the name of the organization, but we should reach out to them and let them know or send it to them and let them know, because they might have more information they want us to share or something like that.
Sure. We'll do that. And if you're interested in learning more about it, how you can help, you can go to ourrescue.org, and we'll link it in the show notes of this podcast.
Right. Excellent idea. I think it's a very worthy cause. Reaches the human side of people, especially when you put it up there. So much love. Thank you, Jim, for that. So now, y'all, I'm going to take you to the next story, which involves a stripper. I'm pretty sure she's not human trafficked. That's her choice. But an Instagram influencer who shipped out to help Ukraine amid the ongoing war with Russia has found her niche, aiding soldiers and volunteers as an emotional support stripper. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the first time that's ever been used. So, Fan Pei Kong of Houston, I tried to do Jim Chapman,
Did well.
of Houston, Texas, created an OnlyFans account that is free for Ukrainian soldiers and volunteers, where she describes herself as a globe-trotting girlfriend, now volunteering in Kharkiv. The 33-year-old bombshell, whose content includes videos of stripteases as air raid sirens blare and shirtless photos with rocket launchers, does everything from free emotional breastfeeding to soldiers and volunteers to distributing cash donations to Ukrainians and volunteers, according to her OnlyFans profile, which states proceeds go towards her humanitarian efforts. I'm the sexy girl in the Ukraine who wants to volunteer and will probably put out, she told the Daily Beast. The 2015 Miss Taiwanese American pageant competitor first headed to Ukraine in November of 2022 to volunteer and assist refugees in Lviv, a city in the western part of the country far from the front lines. The work, however, wasn't at all that different from her job experiences back home, which pushed Kwong to look into assisting the military directly. Kwong, who also won first prize in the NASA Space Health Challenge in 2014, moved to Ukraine full-time in February. She has since assisted volunteering in the volatile eastern Donbass region by bringing water to those still living in bombed-out towns and offering emotional support to English-speaking soldiers while she learned Ukrainian. It's a little soft-core diplomacy I'm bringing, Kwong told the Post. Everyone's sending their strongest and finest, and I wandered in and was like, hey, what's up? Want to talk? I'll give you a message. Through her volunteer work on the ground, Kwong struck up various romantic relationships with the men she's met and is currently dating a Ukrainian drone operator, a power plant worker, and 2 information technology workers.
She's dating 3
right,
and
like 5
entertaining a cast of thousands.
Her raunchy activities haven't been warmly received by everyone, with some Western volunteers in a group chat blasting Kwong for joking about looking for a good time with Ukrainian men. These guys just tore me up for 3 days straight. I think there's a couple hundred people in this group, and they said, you want to make porn on top of mass graves? Still, she believes she's providing a vital service to soldiers that's often overlooked. People don't talk enough about sexual needs of the people of a country at war, she said with a laugh. Think about the one part of you that needs to have a person you can confide in, she added. I try to do that for anyone who speaks English or Ukrainian at a 3-year-old level. Wow. So the whole thing, the breastfeeding really got me. I mean, it is what it is.
Did she say sex on top of mass graves, or she said? Well,
that's other people are saying you coming in here, and it's basically saying it's a kill zone, and you're doing porn and having sex on top of mass graves. So I get their point of view. I think she is probably seriously taking advantage of the situation, and now she's got it. She's got millions of followers and all that. I don't know. I hate it for the Ukrainian people. I always loved Russia's backbone, even during the Cold War part, but especially during World War II and how they turned the tide on Germany. I think they're very strong people. And this is not a political thing. I'm just saying that Ukraine being blowing up the grain and everything else and whatever. That shit shouldn't be happening, and probably she shouldn't be in there trying to get famous off the sex part. I don't know.
Well, at least she's not charging them directly for her services.
Right.
She's making
the
money on the other side with building her OnlyFans.
For the record, I don't have an OnlyFans account, and but if I did,
you could borrow Jim's.
I probably would have researched.
Jim didn't give you his login.
I can use yours. If I'd have known that, I would have researched it more ahead of time. And we'll probably post her picture with her with a rocket launcher on her shoulder and her camouflage.
Look, let me tell you, during Vietnam, them Vietnamese love you long time.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was Morale City over there, baby.
They had an African-American gentleman in the group, in the platoon, and the one girl said, no, we don't love you. And he said, why? I said, you too big, too buku. He said, he unzipped and he took it out. I said, let me show you here, ma'am. He said, this here is some pure Alabama black snake, but I'm not too buku. And so she took him on and went and did it. I'm sorry, but that's on the movie, quoting it from the movie. But anyway, whatever. The sex is still going to happen. Babies are still going to be born, but I don't know about this chick.
My goodness. I mean, I can't believe what a political show
this has
become. Somebody has to be the one to play it straight over here.
Don't make me put you in timeout.
Depend on Mike to do that. Let her eat and wear cake, I say. You get that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're not tracking with me. A woman
I saw the video.
Strips naked and goes on a rampage through a grocery store, smearing cake all over her body.
Yeah.
So even at the risk of doing more harm to my undeserved reputation as being focused on looks, I still must say that this is not the kind of woman you hope strips naked and goes on a rampage, smearing cake all over her body. The woman who has not been identified, and not only has she not been identified, the store has not been identified, the city the store is located in has not been identified. I mean, I've gone and looked at 20 different sources on this story. The video is everywhere, but nobody can identify the store or the woman's name or where this thing is. But she's in the bakery section, and she picks up cakes that are in plastic boxes. She opens them up, then she throws them on the floor. She does appear, if you watch closely, to favor chocolate cream over pecan for some reason. She moves over from the cakes to the over to a chocolate mousse cake, which very strong choice in my opinion, and smears that one all over her chest. A male store worker looks on, observing the trail of devastation, and says, and you can hear her on the video, "We can't do anything. The cops are on the way." So they're just watching this woman do this. It's kind of the latest disturbing incident as states and cities all battle this lawlessness we're seeing, and a lot of it driven by spikes in homelessness and drug use / mental illness. We'll post this video for you. You can see her taking a tray of cake out of its casing and smearing it into some of her private locations, should we say. And I mean, it's really something to behold when you look at the video. This is one of those
we'll
where
post the link. We can't post the video.
We'll post
got nudity.
We'll post the link. Well, they cover the
They
video.
do?
Yeah, the video
They
covers.
They black out.
Oh, thank goodness!
Gray
Thank
outfits.
thank goodness! Thank goodness they gray it out. But this was one of those, Woody, where she obviously has no weapon. She's naked.
Yeah.
There are store workers all around. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the store, whatever store it was, has a policy where you're not to intervene in one of these kind of situations. But the woman's destroying the store. She has no weapon. She's right there. You could easily take her down. I didn't understand why they didn't do that.
I wouldn't have done it. The whole time you're reading,
you don't want to get chocolate mousse.
The whole time you're reading about that, I'm thinking about the cop who has to show up and fight the naked woman because it had been a fight, right? But you want to leave it to the trained professional. She's greased up with buttercups and whatever, the icing and all that anyway. But
yeah, where's that body cam footage? We need that.
Evidently, she left, or that's fake news. They did it on the studio or something. Because I don't know why. This lady. I mean, it's not like she outran the cops and all that, right? She was naked. She had to leave. People would have followed her leaving. So we'll have to get on that some more.
You think I've been?
I think you've been doing.
Do you think there's a hook in my mouth on this one?
I don't know. We're gonna see.
It's possible. Do you think that could be a fat suit?
I don't know. I'll look at it more closely and we'll give it to you on the next episode. But there's no way she's in the store being videoed. Now that's a great TikTok and everything else. I'm sure like people are sharing the link. Look at this, but like you said, there's no store name, no city name. The police haven't caught her. Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Well, I don't know that the police haven't caught her, but you don't see police in any of the stories.
Yeah, it's interesting though.
You might be right.
It's definitely interesting.
Very interesting. And we'll go
takes
on to
all kinds to make the world go.
Another interesting story, and that is an update on Carlee Russell, our Alabama.
Just her name makes Woody get
bullshit. Yes. And like I said on that episode, she better be glad I ain't working her case.
That's right. Well, we have another update on that, and she has admitted to lying about her disappearance. Big surprise there. Yeah, we're all shocked. Carlee Russell, the Alabama woman who went missing and told a bizarre tale about seeing a toddler on the side of the freeway and being abducted, lied about the whole thing. Russell's attorney, Emory Anthony, emailed a statement to the Hoover Police Department stating Russell admitted to not seeing a baby on the road and was not a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident. This was a single act done by herself, the statement said. My client was not with anyone at any hotel, with anyone from the time she was missing, and my client apologizes for her actions to the community, the volunteers that were searching for her, the Hoover Police Department, and other agencies, as well as her family and friends. Now, authorities were talking with local prosecutors about the possibility of filing criminal charges against Russell. Meeting was scheduled between investigators and Anthony on Tuesday to discuss what happens to his client, or what happened to his client during the 49 hours she could not be found. Mm-hmm. We still don't know what happened in those 49 hours, where she was. Did she have any help? We have no idea, the sheriff said. We want to focus, we wanted the focus to be to bring her home. She got home. We're very excited about that. The facts that I spoke about last Wednesday pretty much showed that we knew it was a hoax, that also from the sheriff. So the question here for you guys, and Woody, maybe you can speak on this, is what happens now? What charges can be filed aside from filing, false police report? The massive money and resources in this case
I think they're
mind-boggling.
They're going to hit her. It's going to be twofold. They're definitely going to throw criminal charges because you cannot not do it, right? And unless you could prove she's insane, which she wasn't, because she did all the pre-shit and everything else. You have to make an example out of her, and then you have to get. I don't know. It wouldn't even be civil restitution. Because the criminal judge can order it as part of whatever the probation, whatever they give her, she has to pay back however many hundreds of thousands of dollars or maybe millions of dollars in man time and helicopter fuel and everything else that that she wasted. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, she was not in the woods for 49 hours. And this is my personal thoughts. There is going to be someone else involved, and it's going to be either a male or female, and it's going to be for sexual reasons. So, but that's just my prediction. Prediction pain.
She was
As
fired.
Mr. T would say.
She was fired, I saw. So the company she was working for fired her.
Stole whatever. I want to say this: when I wasn't here and I wasn't in timeout, or what do we call it? Suspended. That's total bullshit. But y'all reference somebody Smollett or whatever, and then we got some comments. And we got some comments about, white people do this all the time too. Why y'all picking on African Americans? People, they weren't. This story made the national news, and unfortunately nothing sells like sex and murder and what's going to happen next. And it's just, this is a story that was picked up. Certainly had she been white, black, purple,
I'd still be talking about it.
Absolutely.
Ain't no doubt.
And there's no way any kind of racial thing. She's the one that did it, whatever color she is, right? Or whatever race she is.
Yeah, that comment, I missed that one. So she got fired. Grounds for termination, I guess.
She stole the toilet paper in the robe from her work.
Stole toilet paper. Okay. Here's a prediction. She gets famous and rich off of this.
Oh, she's already famous.
Yeah, she won't.
Part of and back to the fight thing we're talking about earlier. In 1978, I don't know what the rule is, but part of the rule is now, and Charles Manson was part of it. It's coming about is you cannot profit off your crimes directly. So even if she's sentenced to probation, she can't get on TikTok and have all this huge following or whatever. They will absolutely cut it off. It can't happen.
Directly, she can't profit, but she becomes famous because of it.
She's already famous,
and
she's worldwide famous.
Now
we're talking about.
Now she's got a huge following, and she parlays that following into
who
something.
The fuck's going to follow her?
What? Look, we see all the time. Look, weren't you the one showing me Murdaugh's nipples a week ago? I mean,
Yeah.
There's crazy shit that goes on.
I understand that. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, I definitely think that something like that can happen.
Depending
on what her final story is.
It takes all kinds to make the world go round. There's certain people in that end of the spectrum that are that stupid. But she's not going to profit from it personally. But yeah, she'll be famous. I mean, she is famous. So, but it's going to come out. Whoever she's banging in that 49 hours when she's gone is going to come out too. You better believe they're not done with this case yet.
No doubt about it.
They're going to find that person and flip that person to testify against her.
Hey y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. And all the dishes were fire. But this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gaba will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes, plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
So, y'all, you know, I think I'm kind of the official dog reporter for RLRC Daily.
And otters as well.
No, that's different. I mean, that otter was a criminal. I'm talking about good dogs.
Yeah.
So a hero
41 is not a criminal.
A hero dog is helping a 24-year-old woman with a rare condition by getting her pills and water from the fridge after he was trained to pick up the scent his owner gives off when she's about to faint. Now, isn't that amazing? I mean, we raise English Springer Spaniels, and I can come home, be having the worst, shittiest day, and that one of them will come and jump on my lap, and they know. So, continuing. Katie Graham from Kennesaw, Georgia, has had a postural tachycardia syndrome, or POTS, since childhood. The condition causes symptoms like dizziness and fatigue after sitting or standing up. In 2019, she was given an Australian Shepherd, which I had one of those as a kid, Bailey, as a service dog to help her during sudden attacks. But during a recent episode, a camera in Katie's house captured a moment 4-year-old Bailey stepped in to save her from an impending episode after she got up from her chair to grab a drink to have with her sandwich. First, Bailey jumped on her to get her to sit down and then fetched her medicine from the counter and a bottle of water from the fridge. After handing her the bottle, he sat down on top of Katie and performed deep pressure therapy. Katie said this about her heroic dog: "I am so unbelievably grateful to have Bailey in my life. Bailey is trained to pick up a scent my body gives off prior to going into a medical episode. This gives me enough time to get to a safe spot and prepare to lose consciousness." She said the syndrome is a very debilitating disability, but Bailey was helping by getting her medication, water, or anything else she could need while she has to stay on the ground. Bailey also does deep pressure therapy, which helps prevent blood pooling and could prevent Katie from ultimately fainting. She added, he will go get help if I stop breathing and does hugs to help calm me. He is so determined and quick-witted. I know that despite any challenge, he will do what he must to keep me safe. He allows me to have freedom and to feel safe even when I'm alone. He is my lifeline, and I could not live without him. Katie's video, which has gone viral on TikTok with more than 24 million views,
wow,
was captioned, oftentimes pots hits you in the most random moments, which is why Bailey is so vital to my health. I was just trying to get a drink to go with my sandwich, and apparently my heart decided not to work correctly. Without Bailey, I would have fainted and could have hit my head. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And look, dogs can sense all, well, I'm sure animals in general, but dogs are known for being able to sense all kinds of.
Yeah, they have everything from, PTSD dogs to whatever. And people were going to ask, how can the dog get a bottle of water out the icebox? When I was in high school, Daniel Goldsby, he still trains dogs to this day. He's a retired teacher now, trained his labs. And the lab could go open the ice chest and get a beer and bring it to him, which was the greatest thing ever. When you're on spring break, what's a better chick magnet than first of all, you brought your dog with you. Secondly, your dog can retrieve beers. Yeah. That was love.
They end up wanting the dog, not you, though. Yeah. 20.
It's an icebreaker.
May Bailey have a very, very long and very healthy life, but at some point, Bailey is going to pass, and when he does, I've got some really good news for him. And some big news for us. So if you've been listening to the show, you are aware that Real Life Real Crime Daily and Louisiana Funeral Services and Pet Crematory have partnered, and we've just taken that partnership to a new level where Louisiana Funeral Services and Pet Crematory are the official funeral services and pet crematory provider to Real Life Real Crime Daily.
We love it, and we thank them so much. And we thank the lifers who have been going to them and using them and following them. I mean, y'all just go follow their stuff, and we'll give you the information. But I just want to give a shout out to y'all. Because of y'all's response, they came on as our full-time official sponsor.
Yes, and they're launching it's up right now, a brand new website featuring a lot of new product for the pet crematory side. And the URL is lapetcrematory.com, lapetcrematory.com. They've got a bunch of new products there available there as well. So please go check out that website, lapetcrematory.com. Roy, Kristen with an I and Kristen with an E. They're in Broussard under that big American flag. You guys are terrific. Thank you very much for your partnership. And we look forward to being together a long time.
Yep. So lifers, when you do go and you check out their stuff, let them know that RLRC Daily sent you.
And look, there's only one privately owned facility that offers autopsy services in the state, and that is Parish Forensics. They've been serving Louisiana since 2007, and Louisiana Funeral Services and Crematory is a full-service funeral home with 2 on-site crematories serving families with aftercare needs and fellow funeral homes with third-party embalming and cremation services and needs since 2015.
Right, and the work they do is just fantastic, taking care of the people. So if you're a resident of Louisiana, call them today to speak to someone about their services at 1-800-CREMATE or 1-800-273-6283 or 1-800-FUNERAL. That's 1-800-386-3725. You can follow them on Facebook and Instagram for the latest memorial products, offers, and more. And y'all, when you do that, let them know Real Life Real Crime sent you to them, right? So that's Parish Forensics, Louisiana Funeral Home and Crematory, and Louisiana Pet Crematory, Broussard, Louisiana. I mean, we all know what their tagline is.
Rest easy.
Well, our buddy, Robert Innes, is at it again. We recently made Mr. Ennis our most recent member of the All Woody team for all the great work he has done at Rent-A-Hitman.com. And he's gotten a little closer to home this time.
Bringing it local.
Zandra Ellis, age 33, was taken into custody by the feds last week. Apparently, Zandra made contact with our buddy Robert at Rent-A-Hitman.com back on June 30th. She thought she'd be smart and she used a fake name, Jasmine D. Brown. In her inquiry, Ellis said that she wanted a woman identified only as BH dead. Ellis said, quote, I would like her dead since she is trying to kill me. Ennis said that he contacted Ellis 24 hours later to see if she wanted to go through with the hit. Ellis quickly responded that she did. Apparently, the Rent-A-Hitman homepage disclaimer promising that potential clients' information is protected under HIPAA, the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964, was enticing enough for Ellis to move forward. Ennis did a background check on Ellis and discovered that that was her real name, so he challenged her on why she would use a false name. She said, quote, I didn't want my real name out just in case this isn't real, or if it comes back to me, or so I wouldn't go to jail for wanting something like this done. I just didn't want it to fall back on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine.
Ennis reported Ellis to the FBI National Threat Operations Center on July 3rd. 2 days later, an undercover agent going by the moniker Ace contacted Ellis. According to the documents, there was a brief haggle between Ellis and Ace via text messages over the price for the hit. Eventually, they settled on a $1,000 fee. Apparently, hits are being deeply discounted. A $1,000 fee with Ellis only having to cough up $100 up front, just 10% down. Ace set up a meeting with Ellis at Woody's favorite spot, the Waffle House.
Hey, I'm going to go on the record real quick. I listened to y'all's episodes with KJ, and I was thinking about the episodes we did in the past, and I can promise you one entity that will never sponsor us. It's the Waffle House.
That's probably true. But this guy set up the meeting at the Waffle House. So when the pair met up at the Waffle House, Ellis brought her child with her in a stroller. During the meetup, she explained that she wanted BH dead because she believed that BH was trying to kill her and her unborn child. So she's pregnant as well. Ellis explained that she and BH had children with the same man. He was not named in the complaint. The pair also agreed that a code word would be used to confirm that the kill had taken place. When Ace asked Ellis if she had a weapon to protect herself with, she glanced at her backpack and told Ace, quote, when you see me with this, I'm always strapped. When Ellis exited the Waffle House, she was arrested and found to be in possession of a Ruger 308 pistol containing live rounds. She's charged with the use of interstate commerce facilities and the commission of murder for hire. She faces 10 years in prison if found guilty. Woody, if you were Ace in this case, would you have done anything differently here? I mean, if the other woman was threatening to kill her.
Well, yeah, they can say what they're going to say. I'm sure they might. If the other woman was starting to kill her, she could have gone to the police and got it stopped, right?
Right.
And so she's just an idiot who doesn't listen to Real Life Real Crime Daily and all the stories we've done about Rent-A-Hitman.com, and she's going to go to prison, right?
Well, the hits don't stop coming. Tomorrow, we're going to have a story about the latest Rent-A-Hitman episode in Miami.
And let me throw this out there while we're talking about it, just real quick. Don't when you go to their website and they ask you how you hear about it, and so you've been in communication with them, and they actually have on there about something about a podcast or
So when you remember, I filled out one of these on Jim. I filled out a fake hit on Jim. You it's obvious they've been listening to the show because they not only reference the podcast, they specifically use some language that we've used before on the show. And then when I actually got dialogue going with Robert, who says he's starting his own podcast, he said, yeah, I've heard what you guys do. I appreciate what you've done.
Shows the reach of Real Life Real Crime Daily.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
There we go. We got another mile high crime for you on Wednesday. Authorities have arrested a suspect in connection with a shooting in Vermont in May that left one man dead and another injured. Devin Dennis, 43 of Connecticut, was arrested Saturday as he arrived at Mike's old stomping ground, the JFK International Airport in New York, on a plane from Jamaica. Dennis is jailed pending an initial appearance next week in the Queens County Criminal Court. He will be extradited to Vermont to face second-degree murder and attempted second-degree murder charges. Juan Sierra, 27, of Springfield, Massachusetts, was shot and killed in Brooksfield, Vermont. He was pronounced dead at the scene from a gunshot wound to the torso. Miguel Fuentes, 29, also of Springfield, Mass., was also shot, but drove from the scene and was assisted by a passerby several miles away. The passerby called 911. He was taken to the hospital and survived. Now, police identified Dennis as a suspect and learned that he had traveled to Jamaica from Bradley International Airport in Connecticut, flew back from Jamaica on Saturday, where he was met and arrested by members of Homeland Security. As soon as he hit that U.S. soil. That tarmac. Yeah. He's going back to jail. So that is your mile high crime.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
Whoa. Oh. From one crime to another, but a little kinkier, I'm thinking.
Here we go. Real quick prelude to this that y'all don't know anything about, but you big follower of TikTok?
No.
Jim?
Yeah, I follow you.
Right. So everybody go follow me or us at Real Life Real Crime on TikTok, and shout out to Bayou_Brandy, Brandi. She's helping us take our TikTok game to a whole new level.
Now, I did see her on there and followed her as well.
Cool.
She does a great job.
She does. And she's a true crime girl, but she does Louisiana stuff too. And she is going to be coming on to be a co-host on an original episode of Real Life Real Crime. And return, she's going to teach me everything we don't know about TikTok, right? And she has millions of followers.
Which wouldn't be that hard.
Right. Go to the Real Life Real Crime TikTok, check it out. I've been trying to post videos every day. Starting this week, I'm going to post videos every day, but I promise you this, I won't be posting this video. Kinky Crimes for Wednesday. Here we go. A California man a California man crashed into multiple vehicles Monday while he was pleasuring himself.
There you go.
There you go.
Couldn't wait.
Got to stay in touch with yourself. Police say the 31-year-old man pulled down his pants and began masturbating as he was driving in Fresno, California.
Had to be California.
The man then crashed into two vehicles near a shopping center. Video recorded by someone who said their vehicle was struck show the man standing in the street and masturbating in broad daylight. But y'all, here's the kicker. The video was uploaded to TikTok.
Yes.
This dude just hit us with his car and hopped out and started to beat his meat. The TikTok user posted in the video. The recording then shows the man leaving the scene and walking through traffic where he was nearly hit by two passing cars. Following the incident, police found the man at a nearby barbecue restaurant. Emergency responders took the man to the hospital for evaluation. He was cited with a misdemeanor hit and run. And here's an interesting stat. The sex toy company Tinga served 10,000 adults who lived in 9 countries about their self-pleasure behavior. The study found that 6% of males reported masturbating while driving, while 2% of females reported such behavior.
That's insane.
That's
what was the percentage that walked in traffic while masturbating?
Probably 0.1. But here's the deal. I know because of Bayou_Brandy there's all kinds of rules on TikTok. Like they can't say murder; they have to say schmurder or
Murder.
Yeah. Listen, because
the Chinese government doesn't want to know those words.
Right, but wait, there's another one. They kind of, instead of saying murder, she says something like not got dead, something like that. But they can't even say kill. They have to use it in a different way. But anyway, I don't know how in the hell you could post a video of somebody masturbate if you can't say murder. You got to say schmurder. But anyway,
well, he said beating his meat.
Said
maybe they ain't figured that out.
Smacking off, maybe.
Right.
But so does he go the entire? Is he playing with himself the entire duration of the story? So he.
I've seen the video. He jumps out of the car and it starts whacking it. And he was
choking the anaconda.
Yeah, I mean, he's like in the middle of the road. It's crazy. We'll post the link.
Yeah,
we can post the link on
Facebook, and we would do that. And again, go to TikTok, Real Life Real Crime, or go follow Bayou_Brandy and let her know Real Life Real Crime sent you. Love y'all, and that's Kinky Crimes for Wednesday. Banjo time.
That's gonna be hard to beat.
Hey, Mike, we got a longer banjo.
Literally
thing.
hard to beat.
We do. I just have to load it.
Oh,
a longer banjo for the
wow.
thing. Yeah, so
I
finally downloaded it.
That is very exciting. Had Albert Lee Gardner known that, he might have waited a week to be as big an idiot as he is. Albert Lee Gardner, 29, was released after 9.5 years in prison on July 7th.
All right.
Think about that.
9.5 years.
Released after 9.5 years on July 7th.
All right. So what did he do on July the 8th?
Where do you think he ended up on July 8th?
Back in jail.
Correct. So, unbelievable. So Gardner removed his ankle monitor, then overdosed.
Nice.
And was taken back into custody just one day after he was released from a more than a 9.5-year sentence for lascivious battery with a victim 12 to 15 years old, a lewd and lascivious battery, with a victim 12 to 15 years old, according to the sheriff's office. This is in Florida. A probation officer called deputies to the 7-Eleven in Brooksville, Florida, after noticing his GPS tracker had been taken off and was sitting there for a unusually long time. So it was found in a convenience store trash can. This is in Hernandez County, Florida. So Albert Lee had one solid day of freedom after 9.5 years of lockup, and he is.
It's another. Well, I guess it takes all kinds to make the world go round.
He's got some great facial decoration.
I mean, you're not going to miss this guy.
He got an extra 5.5 years for his trouble, so that one day out there. By the way, they had to hit him with the Narcan to get him back there at the end. Yeah,
he's institutionalized. He wants to be back inside.
That is a dumb criminal.
Stole what?
What they steal, Woody?
What they steal? Jelly beans? I don't know what they stole this time.
They stole some gasoline.
Gasoline?
Yes.
Shit, you got to steal all it.
Got to get a little gas. You get screwed every time.
I get robbed at the pump every time. I got robbed at the pump yesterday.
Well, a man is accused of manipulating those fuel pumps to get hundreds of gallons of diesel fuel for only a few dollars. This, according to police in Oklahoma. Police say he stole more than $41,000 in gas from 4 Tulsa gas stations between March 24th and July 11th. So he used prepaid cards to manipulate the diesel pumps at the gas station after hours when employees were not present. The manipulation of the fuel pump caused the fuel pump price calculator to calculate at a lower rate than what was actually supposed to be charged. Following an investigation that began earlier this year, police arrested the man during a traffic stop July 20th. Officers then served a search warrant at a home and at an apartment. The officers found large fuel tanks in the garage. I would imagine so. And the man was charged with 4 counts of larceny of merchandise from a retailer and 1 count of conspiracy to commit a felony. Stealing gasoline.
Wow, that's great. How did that actually work? I
don't know, but he's not a dumb criminal.
No, definitely not. No banjos for him.
Because if I could figure out,
apparently you can manipulate the pumps to charge a cheaper price by using some sort of card. It's like almost like a debit card.
If he could have scaled that and handed that to about 1,000 truckers out there, that would have been a big scam.
Wow.
That was they stole what?
So what? All right. And that is Real Life Real Crime Daily for Wednesday. Any final thoughts, guys?
Nope. Glad to be back.
Glad you're back, Woody.
Big things coming, y'all. Big things coming. Stay tuned.
Big things coming. Mike, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I want to see what's happening with our girl Schabusiness today. See how that thing is progressing.
There you go. And just once again, check out ourrescue.org if you would like to help support the stopping of human trafficking worldwide.
And we're going to work on this. Because I absolutely believe in using the platform. We're going to get more information. We'll try to reach out to these people and let them know what we're doing. We're doing it for free or at our cost. It's not for free. Everything costs money. But let's try to put a dent.
That's right. You know, they say in that movie, don't focus on the 50, focus on the 1.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
So,
and I love all y'all. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Thank you for chewing Aga's ass off. And we'll conclude that section of Real Life Real Crime Day.
That's right. And until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino, minus my ass, apparently.
For Real Life Real Crime Daily, peace.
For the last time. Schabusiness.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.